I'm feeling vibes on vibes. I'm freaking dynamite.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a long time since we start a sit-down video like we used to do in Ukraine. I only made the sit-down video in Nigeria once. That was after I first arrived in Nigeria, giving you guys updates about the war. We are back to sit-down videos. I really miss talking to you guys like this. As you can tell, this is an upgrade from how I used to shoot my videos before in Ukraine. All right, let's get to it. This video has been a long time coming, and I have received a lot of questions about this, especially from my juniors in school, those in their final year medical school, and those that are lower, all wanting to find out how I did it, how I got into my master's program, how I ended up in the UK just some months after graduating. So yes, I'm going to get right into it, okay? So to break it down, in this video, I'm going to tell you all about the requirements, how I got to admission and everything about that. And in my next video, I'm going to tell you all about the visa process. So the video is not just too long, okay? All right. I'm going to give you guys all the information, everything I did, my experience, what to expect, what to prevent happening. And if you still have more questions, even after this video, just reach out to me. Comment section, Instagram, and I will do my best to answer as much as I can. All right. Okay. So the first question that I got, or one of the questions that I had to answer a lot: why did I decide to do my masters, and why UK? This was not a spontaneous decision. Actually, this is something that I had been planning years before I graduated medical school. I decided to do my masters after school because I wanted to have more options. So with my masters, if in the future I decided not to work as a doctor, like one-on-one patient basis in the hospital, with my master's degree I can have more options. I can work in the management department, to run a clinic, to run a health organization. So this gives me an upper hand. That's the first reason. Second reason, to buy me time to prepare for my licensing exam in the country that I was going to live in. The truth is, right from medical school, I always knew that I didn't just want to finish school, go back to Nigeria and work as a doctor in Nigeria. Maybe later in life I could, work as a doctor in Nigeria, maybe. But I know that I didn't want that to be my first step. I wanted to really, while I'm young, I wanted to have options that I can fall back to later in life. So these are the two main reasons why I decided to do my masters in the UK. UK because I don't know, I was always been fascinated by the UK. I know for a lot of people it's not a big deal, for a lot of people it's other countries. But me, I just always loved the UK, and it's a place I've always wanted to study and live in, even if it's not for the rest of my life, for a period of time. So that wasn't it wasn't a hard decision deciding where I wanted to do my masters, because this is a country I've always wanted to experience, I always wanted to live in, and I'm happy that I got the opportunity to do that. Now the next question is, how did I go about it? It wasn't rosy. I didn't just go from deciding this was what I wanted to do to doing it. No, there are a lot of in-betweens, and I can't continue this video without giving a very huge shout out to my pastors, especially Pastor Dr. Iria from my church in Ukraine, Sogis, that is still very much active. We have a Canadian branch and we have a Germany branch. Feel free to tune in every Sunday. I'm going to join the link to our YouTube channel below. So my pastor played a very huge role. Okay, I knew I wanted to study, do my masters, but it's not cheap, obviously. It's a lot of money. So I spoke to my pastor about it, and he was very motivating, was very encouraging. And he told me, what are you doing now, currently? I'm like, I'm in school. He said, yes, you're in school, but if this is something you really want to do, you can start saving money, start working. And that was what I did. While in school, I did a lot of things. My parents are probably going to watch this video, so you're going to find out. I mean, they already knew, but I did not know I was doing it this long. So while in school, I was teaching English in school. I taught English for almost 4 years, actually. Yeah, actually, I think for my second or third year, up till even when I was in Nigeria, I was teaching. So I taught for years. Shout out to my friends, all my cliques, they do themselves. They really helped me through that. They helped me find jobs that I was doing in school. So it's good to find out what you want to do early, and then if you know that you don't have the finances, or maybe it's going to be hard for your family to back you up with that. Start doing something by yourself. Fast forward down to January, about to start second semester, final semester of medical school. I asked around and some people directed me to an agent, a UK agent, and I reached out to him and I told him, oh, I'm in medical school, is it possible? I don't want to wait till when I'm done to apply for my master's program. Can I apply while in school? And then he told me, oh, you're a student, you're still a university student. Finish school and get back to me in June. This was in January. So I was relaxed. I was like, okay, all right. Then my pastor met me again. He asked me, so what's up? How are your plans going? I told him, oh, I met an agent. He told me to get back to him in June when I'm done with school and I have my degree. So that's what I'm going to do. And my pastor said, you don't have to do that. Try again. Search for another agent. Make more inquiries. Don't wait till the last minute. Start now, you can still do something. So it's always good to have people that you listen to. I listened to my pastor and that was what I did. I kept searching, I kept asking more questions again. And then I reached out to Dr. MJ. She graduated from my school and she did what I planned to do. So she gave me her agent's number. Feel free to collect his number from me. DM me, reach out to me if you want his agency or his number. They are really good. So I reached out to him and please, I'm in university, I want to do a master's after school. Is it possible for me to apply while still in school? And he said yes. So you see, I had finally found someone that was willing to take me more serious and didn't just want to wait till when I was done with school. So I asked him, okay, what can I do? What are the requirements? And then he broke it down for me and I'm going to break it down for you. So he explained to me that there are academic requirements and then there are visa requirements. So we're going to start with the academic requirements. Okay, I needed a CV. I needed a polished CV. Realistically, because I was still a student, there wasn't so much that was expected from me, expected to be in my CV. So if you're a student, at least the bare minimum that should be in your CV should be your academic stages from your primary school, nursery school, up to university, every level, the places you went to and all of that. But while in school, I had the opportunity to go to different conferences. I had various positions in various organizations, so I put that there. So all these things really helped to elevate my CV, even though I hadn't actually finished school. Then I had to write a personal statement. I had to include why I chose the course I wanted, why I chose the university I wanted, why I chose the country, why I chose UK, because the agent helped me. He brought out all the universities. He gave me a lot of options with various tuition prices. I wrote different personal statements for different universities. By the time he had helped me, because the agent was so awesome, I had narrowed my options to 5 universities. I had to get 2 academic references, meaning 2 teachers or 2 professors from my university had to stand in for me. While in school, make good connections, good relationships with your teachers. I got a copy of my passport, so basically I just had to photocopy my passport. And then I was supposed to submit my transcript. But because I was still in school, I couldn't get my transcript because I wasn't done with school yet. So when I explained this to the agent, he told me, okay, there is something we can do. There is something called conditional offer and unconditional offer. A conditional offer means you get your admission, but under a condition that you submit all your requirements before you can get a CAS letter. I'll explain what that is along the way. While an unconditional offer means, okay, you have a full admission because you have met up with all the conditions that are required. Okay, so I applied to 5 schools and I got 2 responses. That means 2 schools gave me admission. They gave me admission, but they both gave me a conditional offer. So I got admission, but my admission is not complete. It can still be withdrawn. Reason, because I haven't completed all the requirements, which was my transcript. So I had to get a letter from my school. I went to school, got a letter from my school indicating that I'm a student of Ivanov-Frankivsk National Medical University. I'm a final year medical student and I'll be graduating in June. So with that letter, I submitted it, or I scanned it with the other documents I just told you, to my agent, and that was what he used to apply to these schools that gave me my letter. My first admission came roughly 3 weeks after I had submitted all my documents, after I had applied. So I applied last week of January, and I got my admission 3rd week of February. I'm going to explain to you what usually happens and then what happened in my situation or in my case because of I was still a student. So the normal step is after you get your admission, your unconditional admission letter, meaning you fulfilled everything. The next thing would be to pay a deposit. So a deposit means you pay a percentage of your tuition. Now this part varies for different universities. Then you have what is called a CAS interview. In this interview, they will ask you questions, similar questions to what is on your personal statement. Why did you choose this university? Why did you choose this course? What do you plan to do after your master's program? What are your plans long term? Where do you plan to live? How do you plan to commute to school? And because I was training myself, I had to indicate how I raised the money. If I was already done with school, I was supposed to say the places or the jobs that I had worked prior to applying for the master's program. So all these questions you answer in your CAS interview. After you pass your CAS interview, then you fill a CAS form. After you fill this CAS form, after roughly 3 to 5 days, you get your CAS letter. Now this letter is what you will take to the embassy, to the UK embassy, along with the other visa requirements, and then they will give you your visa. Without this letter, they won't give you your student visa, because this CAS letter is like it's almost like your admission letter indicating that you're a student of this school. It has a code in it, they will run it, and then they'll find out, okay, you're truly a student of this school. Yes, but now my case was different. My case was different because I hadn't gotten my full admission, right? Because I hadn't graduated. So I spoke to my agent. Is there anything that can be done to fasten the process? Can I do any of the other steps? Since you're still a student and you can't get your transcript, you can't get your unconditional offer yet, go to the next step. So the next step was I had to skip the deposit because there was no need for me paying my deposit yet since I hadn't finished school. They told me I could if I wanted to. But for me, I actually wanted to wait till after I had gotten my full letter my full admission before paying the deposit, right? So they said, okay, you can do the CAS interview. So that way, once I get my transcript and I submit it, I just pay my deposit and then I just fill the CAS form. I did my CAS interview a day before the war. I had my CAS interview, I smashed it. Thank God for that. My agent helped me to prepare for it. For your CAS interview, it's all right. You just retake it. So they'll give you some days to prepare or a week, and then you retake it. I went back to Nigeria, continued my classes, finished school, wrote my exams, graduated. I scanned my transcript to my school here in the UK, and then I got my full admission. I paid my tuition fee. There are 2 ways to pay a tuition fee. You can either pay it through Form A, that's the Nigerian banking system, or if you have a friend in the UK, you send your money to your friend in the UK and they pay it for you through normal bank transaction, which is more expensive, and it's only after it shows that your school can now let you carry on with the CAS letter, right? So that was how I got my admission while in school. So if you have more questions about how to do this while in school or even after school, feel free to let me know. I'll do my best to answer. And we are back to sit down videos, so expect to see more sit down videos coming your way. So it was so nice making this video and talking to you guys. See you in my next video.